We are indeed live, and hello!
Hello!
Hello, how you all doing? It's only a couple of us watching at the moment. Well, I think probably just me off my phone, but there you go. But yes, good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. I'm back with Damo.
Hello!
And yes, this is a sort of a bit of an impromptu live stream, but that being said, we sort of normally every year, basically, well, it's been 2 weeks since the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah, we tried doing this as a video last week, but you somehow lost the footage.
I have no idea what's happened. So basically, we did record a video of this, like us just reviewing the Eurovision Song Contest off of the EurovisionWorld.com website, which we're about to do in a few moments. But for whatever reason, I've lost the footage.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea where it's disappeared. So we're just going to do this.
Yeah, so we're going to do it as a stream, because that way we won't lose the footage.
Exactly, and it will be downloaded and all the rest of it. I have absolutely no idea where it's gone. But yeah. Time flies from it's
It's the most chaotic contest we've
Oh, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I have no idea why it has all transpired to be this way.
6 countries nearly pulled out at the last minute.
So we hear, apparently, 6 countries with about a week to go threatened to actually pull out of the Eurovision Song Contest, which is it just goes to show the state of what happened in this year's competition was downright weird, chaotic, and just all sorts of screwed up.
And what I don't understand is that when the EBE banned Russia, they said that would be because Russia would having them participate would probably bring the contest into disrepute.
Which they did do.
Right.
Did say that.
Yeah. But they kept Israel in, and guess what happened? The contest was into disrepute.
But they brought themselves into disrepute in the process as well. I mean, obviously we could. Some of us would be like okay with Israel, some of us would not be okay with Israel. It was a bit of a split down the middle kind of situation prior to the contest, but we didn't know what was going to happen after that.
No.
More to the point in terms of the results, what was going to happen, until RAI decided to be a little bit sneaky, be a little bit sneaky from the second semi-final results, and B, the whole used clean situation whereby. Regardless of what's going to happen as far as the police investigation is concerned, at the very least, Used Clean has come out smelling of roses, to say the least. Like, as far as the public prosecution is concerned, he is found not guilty of all charges, no matter what it is.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, at the very least, his song is being streamed worldwide at the moment. He's getting so many different... Like, he's literally top of the streams as far as all of the songs this year is concerned. He is
Do you think he would have
popular. Well, no, because the jurors did kind of panic. He only got, what is it? I think the report suggests he only got 58 points from the jury final, which they did participate in, but he only got, I think, 50 or 62 points or something like that.
Yeah. It was kind of odd, though, for him.
He probably would have won the televote.
It was kind of odd, though, for him to let him take part in the jury final and then disqualify him, if you know what makes sense.
But what was weird about all of that even more is that when it transitioned, when the whole news cycle transitioned from the rumours about him being disqualified and then him being disqualified.
Yeah.
Originally, there was talk, potentially... we can't confirm if there was talk of anything, but remember the whole... remember that graphic where it showed... yeah, I know, ignore it. Oh, why is the... fuck's sake. I know. It shouldn't be like this.
No.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Give up with things, I really do. Hello, Joe. How you doing?
Hi, Joe.
Sorry, the stream's playing up alert again. I don't know why it's been like this. That's a lot better. Frames are now not dropping. Anyways, so how you doing, Joe? Yeah, so basically this is a re-review of it all, but what was I speaking about? Yours clean. So, yeah, the transition between the rumours starting and the circulation from the fan part and from the fan media to the jury show, doing well, nice one. But yeah, to the jury show, so basically it was this graphic that came up that literally did not show the Netherlands in the final and was also 0 out of 36 countries voting. Yeah. Which made things even more WTF.
Yeah, I know.
Like it felt like the EBU at some point considered to not include the Netherlands whatsoever. Which, if that was going to be the case, that would make things even worse.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's only rumours.
I mean, with things like that, you would have think, was there a cover up here or anything like that?
Well, there was a lot of crisis talks going out, especially to keep the Netherlands in, but it was decided eventually the Netherlands were disqualified. But listen, I've already talked about it in a previous video, whereby it's simply just titled "We Should Talk About Israel in the Eurovision Song Contest," and this is literally the final time now we are going to include Israel in this year's contest.
Yeah.
Anything in the future, I am not going to mention Israel.
No, because they shouldn't be in it. There's no excuse for him.
I mean, look, I only included them this year thinking they would be inclusive in the contest. They would be fair with the contest.
And then did you see all that commentary, what they said about the acts as well?
I did hear about that.
It's awful.
I did hear about that, especially to Bambi Thug.
Yeah.
But yeah, what the Israeli broadcaster did this year was downright disgusting, abhorrent, and morally incompetent from Khan, the Israeli broadcaster. And I, for one, thanks to their absolute dishonesty, well, apparent dishonesty, for literally getting away with a lot of things from the EBU, I do not want anything to do with Israel in the future.
And then they go and renew the bloody sponsorship with Moroccan
oil.
Well,
as far as the sponsorship with Moroccan oil, we don't 100% know the clauses of all of that.
No.
So we're not going to delve into deep that. But obviously there's a lot of speculation that the sponsorship between Moroccan Oil, which is an Israeli
company.
It's an Israeli company, but they specialise in beauty products, hair products, that kind of thing, especially hair products. There's speculation that they have some influence in keeping Israel in the contest, which you could understand. There could be like maybe a clause somewhere whereby they're only going to be sponsoring if Israel do participate. But again, it's only speculation. I'm not going to go too deep into Moroccan oil.
No.
It's really only speculation at this point. But nevertheless, away from all of the controversy and all of the shenanigans that happened this year, let's at least talk about who got where and how we got the result that we did. First of all, you deserve to win. Hello, Pelinsu. How you doing? I think so, pronounce your name. But how you doing? We're going to get into the actual results courtesy of the EurovisionWorld.com website. That, of course, details all of the facts and figures of this year's results. Fun fact, Norway, Ireland, the UK, Portugal, Switzerland and Greece all, 30 minutes prior to the show wanted to leave. They did. That's what we heard.
Yeah.
I'm good, thanks. That's good. I'm good. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're more than fine.
Yeah.
Let's go to... that's... you can hear us still, hopefully. There we are. Right, so let me get the... that up. There you go. That's a little bit too big for my liking. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Let me try and make that a bit smaller. So as you can see, I prepared well.
Yeah.
I prepared very well, as you do.
Oh yeah, before we start, I want to say something a bit off topic. I just want to say condolences to the pilot of the Spitfire crash this afternoon. I just wanted to say that.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we heard about a Spitfire crash.
Condolences.
But that's good. That is off the topic and all.
I know, but I wanted to say
that's fair. That's fair.
Respect.
You can call Kiwi. We call her Kiwi, by the way. A little bit. Okay, I'll call you Kiwi since you're from New Zealand. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. Well, they all did, as far as the reports are concerned. Anyway, let's deal with the actual results. Now, obviously, we've disclosed the Netherlands, even though let's just get this out of the way, and the fact that they did get 182 points in the second semi-final. Let's at least acknowledge that they were going to get a lot of points from the public. They got second from the second semi-final.
Israel actually gave them points.
Yeah. Well, probably understandable.
Interesting.
And listen, at least the public were trying to be as fair as possible, although they were influenced on some regards.
They done well on the rest of the world vote as well.
Rest of the world 10 points, and then 4 lots of 12 from Malta, Greece, Belgium, and Austria. Probably not a huge surprise at Austria and Belgium, but there you go. They get all those points. They are big friends. Other than that, they scored points for because how many? It was 16 plus 3 more, so it's 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So they've received points from every single country and were consistently top.
Yeah,
so that's really, really good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean that's every country in the semi-final.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, we are aware Israel did top the second semi-final, but let's go through the non-qualifiers first. Starting off with Iceland coming officially in 36th place with 3 points, finishing last in the first semi-final.
Yeah, it was deserved.
It was practically deserved. The only points they got from the semi-finals was Sweden and Cyprus, so well done for even getting points.
Yeah, it weren't a great song, was it? It was boring.
It was a song which would have worked well maybe in the 2000s, but that was about it.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right. Netherlands should send Used again. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad shout.
Maybe they could do that, can't they? It has to be another song.
I was going to say, it would be a bit risque. Yeah, it would have to be a completely different song.
It would have to be a completely different song, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, yeah. Which would be very interesting. Next up, number 35th position was Azerbaijan, Uzuna Lapa, performed by Fari featuring Ilkin Dovletov. Coming second to last in the first semi-final, getting 11 points. With points from 6 countries. A lot of points from Moldova, which is quite friendly of them. So, yeah, second to last in the semi-final. I mean, I'm not surprised it did poorly.
Nah.
It would have done well with the jurors.
Yeah, it would have done well. Through. Yeah, but it weren't the best song Azerbaijan's ever sent. And to be honest, they haven't qualified for the final for a few years now.
Yeah, they are starting to creep up their non-qualification streak.
Yeah.
So it's the second final in a row they haven't qualified, so they need to come up with something proper.
Yeah, I mean...
And not just buy the jurors.
Maybe go for something similar to, Matahari, which was kind of a banger. That worked for them.
By the way, Kiwi and Super Pro, we touched upon yours earlier. If you want to go check that out, you may wish to do so. But yeah, he's going to be more popular than ever. You're quite right.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan, they just need to come up with something just a little bit pizzazz rather than sort of something safe from their own environment. The 34th place officially was Malta, Loop, performed by Sarah Benici. Benici with 13 points, coming last again. Second year in a row they come last in the semi-final. Picking up points from 4 countries, Armenia, San Marino, Greece and France. But yeah,
maybe they should have some sort of international voting in their national final.
I mean, it would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's what I think they would help them.
Yeah, you're quite right, Super. We'll touch upon that particular country in a few moments. But yeah, as far as Malta is concerned, they should include that, but also their results package. Hale would have given 12 points to Ireland.
Yes.
But yeah, touching upon this, the majority of the votes coming from the jury, actually.
Yeah.
So they proportion it to be more jury-friendly than televote-friendly, which I can understand. But now you're dealing with a semi-final where it's all televote, get your priorities straight.
I still think they should bring juries back to the semis. I never think they should have taken them away.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But they only brought it in because it would give more people to watch in the grand final. That's the only reason why they brought that in. And what was I going to mention? Yes, don't send B-side Chanel songs ever again.
And also, there was that rumour that when they disqualified the Netherlands, they were going to put Malta in as an 11th place song.
And they came last.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Belgium went from top 5 to... Yeah, I know. We'll touch upon them later. Next up were 33 officially was Albania. Titan, performed by Bessa. Coming second to last in the second semi-final. Picking up points from 4 countries. And, I mean, look. Just stop. Look, here's the thing. Albania, over the 4 previous times, including this year, where they've
changed their song to
English and made it a bit more Western sounding, they've every time failed to qualify. Stick to Albanian, folks.
Yeah.
You would have probably been border qualifier had you stuck to originally.
Yeah, I mean, Titan did not work.
It just didn't work. If you kept it to the more traditional Albanian language and indeed the traditional sound from the national final, it probably would have worked.
Plus, Albania don't have any Balkan allies anymore.
Not at the moment, they don't.
No, but
not many.
Next year we could have Kosovo. They actually are applying.
Kosovo have actually applied, although Serbia would probably not want to do with any of them.
No, but
there probably won't be any points between them.
No,
but
I think they'll let them take part because it's not actually, in a way, it's
but
it's a song contest.
But Faroe Islands also want to take part, but Denmark don't want them in. So,
would you ever consider breaking up the UK into England, Ireland, Scotland, Northern
I'll break away from that. Yes, absolutely. If it was going to bring in more countries into the competition, I wouldn't mind the United Kingdom actually breaking up.
So you'd have S4C, obviously, doing it for Wales, I would imagine.
BBC for England.
Probably BBC Scotland.
Maybe STV.
Yeah, STV maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
And maybe BBC Northern Ireland for Northern Ireland, obviously.
Yeah, or RTE Northern Ireland.
It depends on which ones. But basically, every single broadcaster around the UK is members of the EBU. So I think we should break us up.
Yeah, do it as England. And
besides, you get, as a result, with England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland...
Allies.
Block voting.
Ulster TV for Northern Ireland.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to have the UK broken up. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't mind
I think it would be a good idea. I don't understand why we ain't done it. The BBC would still do it for England, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, but it would make more sense. And also, you could even have then the Isle of Man enter and the Channel Islands.
That would be a bit of a risk. But anyway, back to this year's competition. So, that was... What was the next one overall in terms of the results? So that was San Marino with 16 points, coming 14th in the second semi-final. 11-11 performed by Megara. I mean, unsurprisingly, picked up 10 points from Spain because they're a Spanish act.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it hardly got much points elsewhere. And it's voted for mobile could cause issues since we have the same system. I don't think that would make much difference, personally, but there you go. But yeah, San Marino, look, this is an interesting effort, the fact that they went with the Spanish act and tried to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more rocky. But if anything, it just sounded kind of... I don't know, for whatever reason, the quality just wasn't there. No. I don't know what it is. And also, her vocals were a little bit shaky.
But then again, you'd also have the issue is which one of those would get the big 5 spot? If you
probably England.
Yeah.
Anyway, away from that now. We'll focus back on that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think San Marino, their national final needs a bit of a tweak.
Yeah, that is extensive.
Yeah,
100 plus acts in it.
And also the fact, I reckon they should have some sort of European televote on it.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, because obviously all they do is their juries.
Well, actually,
100%.
I was going to say it's 100% national juries, isn't it?
Yeah,
because they don't have a televote.
It would be quite good if you could actually get Italy involved and help them. How Italy could help San Marino choose their acts.
If they want to, it's up to them.
Yeah.
Really. Never liked San Marino songs. I only liked. Well, you like No.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it was the biggest one they did.
It was the most popular one, and to be fair, I wrote it off, and you were kind of right on that situation. So fair play. And the other one I did like was Stripper from 22. But
I like Stripper as well. I like Stripper as well.
Yeah, I thought that
didn't qualify though, did it?
It didn't, but I think it would have spiced things up a little bit if it had qualified.
Valentina had a few entries, didn't she?
Yeah, and only qualified for one of them. Third time lucky though.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now we go on to, as you talked about, Belgium. Like they, as you say, went from top 5 in a lot of polls. To bookies, to patchy people thinking, oh, it's a great song, to not even qualifying. 31st overall was Belgium before the party's ever performed
and one
by
word.
Musty. What?
Staging.
Oh,
terrible.
Yeah. That was mainly what flopped it.
Too many microphones.
Yeah, well, they tried, as I say, they tried to save for the same element as the music video. It just didn't come across well with the actual
And
staging.
that microphone bit as well, you couldn't even see him. It was so bad.
Anyway, it was a good song, though.
Yeah, it was a great song, but that staging ruined it, and I said it as soon as it came on, didn't I?
Yeah, I wanted to give it a chance in terms of the whole thing, but as soon as the performance ended, I was like, what the heck is that staging?
Yeah.
I really wanted it to do well because I do like the song, and Musty is okay.
And the problem with Belgium is, they have a situation where one broadcaster does it one year and one broadcaster does it the other. The broadcaster in the other years does the does a national final. The other one does an internal.
Exactly.
The internal ones never work.
And back to Super Pro, vocals were lacking too. I agree, the vocals were a little bit shaky, but a couple of others were having shaky vocals. So San Marino used their jury in the semi because they can't separate the votes coming from San Marino and votes coming from
They can.
Italy.
Why don't they use the rest of the world vote?
Well, no, because then it'll be part of the rest of the world thing.
San Marino could have a separate internet vote for them. They could do that.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't 100% know all the ins and outs. That's down to the telecommunications company. I'm not going to get my head wrapped around that because I can't. Because
remember, we did that video about we were really confused, weren't we? Simulating a televote.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Anyway, 30th overall was Moldova. In the middle, performed by Natalia Barbu. Normally, when it comes to Moldova's entries, they always tend to be lackey. They're not really. Well, they're normally wacky, they're normally bonkers. A lot of the fan base don't get behind it. And then the Eurovision fans just come out in droves saying, here you go, 12 points galore. It's a dub, especially from 2022. Yeah. This year, there was nothing wacky. It was a simple song with a few bits of claps. It was her standing still because it was called In the Middle.
Doesn't have any help this year from Romania.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. The song this year was just lacking.
Yeah.
It was pure and utter lacking. And I hate the fact that Natalia just went on Twitter saying it was a political reason why she didn't get through. Dude, your song was meh.
Yeah, it was. It was terrible.
It wasn't bad. It was just pure meh. And in fact, it's meh enough for it to be literally a snooze fest enough for it to be my last from this year's competition.
Yeah.
Only good with that Pissax guy. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You're going to get adverts in a minute, by the way. But yeah, they got points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 countries, including 2 of the Balkans that were in there.
And also the fact that they're the only from that area of the Balkans. Moldova, there's no Bulgaria, there's no Romania for them to help now.
But that being said, even then, would that have been enough to? If those countries were there, would it have been enough to get through?
I don't know. Maybe if it was a hit in those countries, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. It got low points from those respective countries like Croatia and Serbia, so I wouldn't have thought so. We will. Well, you'll get ads in. I'll tell you in a bit. 5 seconds. So be prepared for adverts. So just skip ahead after 5 seconds. We'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You should have skipped by now. And you're back. Let's move on to Denmark. They finished 29th place, even though they got slightly more points than the 28th place song. They finished 29th because they performed in the second semi-final, not the first one. Go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they finished 12th in the second semi-final, did Denmark. They did get some handy points from Norway, but that was about it as far as the rest of the points was concerned.
So in other words, that's technically a tie.
Well, they got one less points than the other lot, so probably not. But anyways,
Denmark really need to up their game.
Let's face it, the song was jury friendly.
Yeah, it was.
There's no two ways about it. It was a jury friendly song. They tried to market it a little bit as televotey, but it just wasn't enough in terms of engagingness and captivatedness.
This is why a lot of these countries struggle with juries not being in the semis.
Exactly.
I think we really need to get those juries back.
I think we should, but that being said, sometimes the jurors are a bit of a necessary evil, but they don't get all the things right. But if you ask me, I wouldn't have minded this in the final at all. It would have been interesting, but not great. I would have understood if the public didn't go for it.
Yeah.
But I think the main problem with this one was just the lacking of the quality and the lacking of extravagant staging, especially comparing the national final to the grand final. There was a lot of lights going around with the national final. In fact, it was very well done with the lighting.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it lacked it in the actual staging, and they just decided to put a load of sand in it. But there you go. We'll touch upon those, 2 countries in a few moments. Super Pro. Let's delve into Poland, that finished 28th place overall with 35 points, and its first semi-final coming 12th. The Tower performed by Luna. Now, unsurprisingly,
we gave it points.
I was going to say, it did pick up some diaspora points from the UK and Ireland, and a little bit from Iceland, but not enough from anywhere else to get it over the line. It was short effectively by, well, precisely 12 points in terms of qualification. But I think the main thing that let it down, staging.
Yeah, because it was also done by the people that did James Newman's staging.
It was.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get the same people who did Embers, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Those trumpets. Ugh, I still have nightmares.
But don't get me wrong. It was certainly ambitious.
Yeah.
Because what they did effectively was mixing with the floor LEDs with it as well as those two chess pieces and the dancers, but nothing just made sense.
No.
Nothing made... If anything, none
of the towers were actually built, and the lyric says, "I'm the one that builds the tower."
I was going to say, with the message of the song, even in the music video, it just didn't make sense with the chess pieces.
No.
But, why carry that over to make it a bit more colourful? I'm going to get it. Also, I found her outfit just plain poor.
Yeah, and apparently a former junior Eurovision act wants to represent Poland next year.
Could certainly be interesting.
Yeah.
What was your winner? Raoul. Hello, Raoul. How you doing? What was your winner again? But Poland was your winner? If you say so. Anyway, let's delve into... Oh my goodness gracious me.
Oh dear.
Well, yes. Each to different tastes.
And also, speaking with of Czechia, which is the next one.
Pedestal by Ico.
Rumours are saying they're withdrawing.
They are. If they are withdrawing, then it would be a shame. Because they came very close.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they finished 11th in the second semi-final. Only 5 points off of qualification. That's not far away. And if anything, I would have preferred Czechia over 10th place Norway.
Yeah, I know. They finished last in the final.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And besides, they got points from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 out of a maximum.
Nice French.
Thank you. Merci. But yeah, they would have finished. They got 14 points from 14 countries out of a possible, effectively 20 because of the rest of the world. But even then, they didn't get high amounts of points. A lot of it was 1, 1, 1, 1, and a couple of 2s, and it wasn't that high. If they got any more higher points, they probably would have qualified.
And it's sad that they've decided to withdraw. It's really sad.
Listen, I like the song. The Czechia were good. I agree, Czechia were good. I like the song. I also like the fact that they're originally from the national final. She was a bit more gun-ho. She was a bit more dancey, which made her a bit more out of breath when it came to the vocals. But they lessened her effort to make sure she focused on the vocals, which was a good idea. And I like the little staging block elements with the band, and also the little argument thing in the middle. A lot of it was very catchy. But here's the thing, for some reason, Czechia just have this reputation of sending in decent songs, just not getting enough votes for them. Apart from 1 year, which was Lie to Me.
Yeah.
Apart from 1 year.
Yeah.
There you go. But even then, when a lot of people liked friend,
yeah, I know.
It only picked up 3 points in the final.
Yeah, I know.
From the public, of course. Let's move on to Australia, that squeaked out of qualification, officially finishing in 26th place. One Mikale, one blood by Electric Fields. Big enough 41 points, shy of 6 points from qualification. Picked up the most points effectively from Ukraine, United Kingdom and Finland, and a couple of 4s, and then some 2s, and then a single point. Quite a number of 2s, actually, and then a single point from Moldova. I mean, look, I wouldn't have minded this in the final, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is with Australia. They keep recycling these old national final acts.
It's not a bad idea. If they wanted to do Eurovision in the first place, why not give them a go?
Yeah.
But for some reason, the quality of the songs tends to be lacking a bit. Well, it did on this occasion.
Yeah, I think going by next year's thing, they'll probably sing Courtney Act.
Probably.
Yeah.
Joe, and I think people... Yeah, poor Australia. I think people may have liked it but preferred certain other countries. Yeah, probably, but we'll touch upon one of those countries later. There's a lot of substance about one particular country. Don't.
So hard not to.
Don't. Yeah, look, as much as we like Australia sending in their previous acts, at least come up with a song that's going to be of good quality. And we like the staging, especially with the didgeridoo geezer.
And are they back? Are they actually in it for good now? Because they had that contract to say that they could take part for a certain amount of years, but then they just reappeared on the list of countries.
I just think they are in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter about contracts now. I just think they're in it for the long haul. So cool.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get on to the grand finale now. The grand finalists in this particular order. We will start off at the bottom and work our way to the top. Starting off with Norway, who qualified by the squeak of their teeth. Ulvehan performed by Gate. For whatever reason, Norway were hyped up to the masses by some people.
Yeah.
Which I agree in terms of the uniqueness of the song. I agree it deserved to do...
Galway.
Shush.
It did.
Now, can I just finish my point?
Yes.
Before you interrupt? A little bit like, I agree it was unique enough to get through to the grand final and some people would be intrigued by it. But even then, I knew, for whatever reason, it was just not lacking goodness. I don't know what it was, but
I think they should have sent my AI.
Or Kino.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the thingy then. But I think this is a case not just of copy and go away, potentially. I think it's maybe less so. But I think it's more of a case also in terms of the vocals for Spain last year.
And the lead singer looked like Annabelle Croft.
But no, as far as her vocals is concerned, the lead singer of Gate, shut up, will you? She had this, like, in terms of the vocal prowess she does, it's great and it's all on tune or in tune, but it just sounds like the same like tone as per Spain from 2023. It's like good, but for some reason grinding on people's ears. I think that's why people
like fire alarms.
Yeah, a little bit like fire alarms. If for whatever reason, even if you've got a really powerful vocal like that and a really good vocal, if it sounds like a fire alarm, you're gonna do bad. Because people are going to be put off by that. I better get ready for work. Okay, take care, Joe.
Yeah, see you, Joe.
Have fun. But, I can understand why it's been lost, but maybe it shouldn't have been.
No.
I don't know, but there you go. But for me, I find it quite low, so I'm kind of justified in having it last, but it is what it is. First one, somebody's going to become last.
Germany went last.
No, right. So 24th place was Austria. We Will Rave performed by Carlene, only picking up 24 points overall. Oh, by the way, touch upon Norway. He picked up points on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries. Only 4 points on the public of Ukraine and Finland, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Picked up some good jury points from Albania, weirdly enough. But yeah, 24th was Austria. It picked up points from Israel, Spain, Italy, Finland, and Sweden. I'm surprised it did well with Israel, but then again, it's maybe kind of friendly in that nature. I don't know.
Well, and also, I think as well, the way where it finished was about right, considering dance songs don't really come across right live.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like people don't vote for the dance songs, even though there was a lot of ravers, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
When initially it was released, it actually was top of the fan poll thing for like a good few minutes, and then it slowly dwindled. But yeah, it picked up 19.
It was the same with Halo, and that flopped.
Yeah, it didn't qualify because of the poor vocals.
Yeah.
19 points from the jurors, 5 from the public. Yeah, going last never helps.
No.
For whatever reason, never go last in a running order. If you're gonna be picked last for the running order, you're screwed. Has
anyone ever won singing last?
Yeah, but that was ages ago.
Yeah.
Like ages ago. I don't think you're gonna get that again. Next up, 23rd place was Slovenia. Veronica was a song performed by Raven. Unsurprisingly, in terms of his 27 total points, it got a good chunk of it from Croatia.
Yeah.
Like, unsurprisingly, got 20 total points.
Ex-Yugoslav.
Interestingly, only 2 public points from Serbia. 3 jury points from Azerbaijan, and 2 jury points from Albania. I mean, they're all countries you would expect.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised it didn't do a little bit better. Because you would have thought with some people... I don't know. But there you go.
And they might be... It sounds like they're bringing back their national final next year.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
I guess it went internal this year, didn't
Yeah, because EMA really did give them some really good songs.
And yet they went with this year. Don't get me wrong, it was nice and captivating, but I think the stage lacked a little bit. Although that being said, Raven was very good performer. Yeah. Like extremely good. Especially with the vocals. Bit weirded out with the whole onesie Sifu nakedness kind of vibe, which could put people off, so there you go. But yeah, not a bad effort from Slovenia, but it's not a huge surprise that they're kind of down there, because we all liked Carpe Diem last year. They still did poorly for whatever reason. 22nd this time was Spain. Zora with the song performed by Nebulosa. Picked up 30 total points, 19 from the jury, 11 from the public, gaining points from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries, including 2 public points from Ireland, which is quite funny. Yeah. But
again, it was another overhyped one by the fans.
Well, yeah, but I still quite liked it.
Yeah, come on. It was a bit overhyped by the fans.
It was, but let's face it, the only reason why it did poorly was because A, of the shock factor, people get put off by that. B, because the way she looked, I hate to say it. I expected more public points. Probably, yes, but I'm not surprised it didn't do that well. If anything, it reminded me of 2016 in terms of the public perception, because that got huge cheers, say yay, yay, yay. That got massive cheers on the night, and yet it still did poorly in the public. Yeah. It still did poorly with the points. But
the song was still better than Buy a Cheeky Cheeky, and that song scored more points.
People like that kind of shenanigans, I guess. But, what was I going to say?
Buy a Cheeky Cheeky.
Buy a Cheeky Cheeky. Buy a Cheeky Cheeky.
That little pink guitar. It was so stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, I know, wasn't it? It was so stupid, that was.
It was funny. Also, Buy a Cheeky Cheeky is not Spanish whatsoever.
No.
It's literally just made up.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that one. No, we're not. No.
I voted for that.
No.
That was my winner in 2017. Do it for your lover. No. Do it for your lover.
No.
Best song in 2017.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely. For God's sake, the poor guy couldn't even sing. He literally fluffed his lines with a high-pitched one part. High note. Moving on. So... We will move on, actually, since I've forgotten what else I was going to say. Georgia will finish 21st overall. I've gutted this did poorly because there was, like, never mind the song being decent for once for Georgia. Like, we kind of almost hoped it would qualify, and thankfully it did. But the way she performed it, and the staging, and her vocals, like, it was bliss. I'm surprised it didn't do better. But
it was a tough part in the running order.
It was, and yeah, they did qualify. They got
in fact, all the Baltic states qualified.
They did. Well, we'll get on to we'll get on to some of the Baltic states later.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan. Well, he picked up points from Azerbaijan, Armenia, Israel, Italy, Malta and Norway, coming 21st overall, 34 points in total, 19 from the jury, 15 from the public. Consistent, just not great.
No.
I have a feeling them coming after Croatia probably didn't help.
No, that's probably where the running order.
The running order was a bit unkind to them.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Still one of their best results in recent years, though.
Absolutely. I just hope they would have done a little bit better because she absolutely, honestly, Nutsa is a performer. Yeah. Whatever way you look at it, she is a performer, and I, for one, hope she has a good career out of it. And she makes good songs and everything because it was. The quality of the song was okay.
Georgia's a strange one because they're a powerhouse at Junior Eurovision, but
not so much over the last few years.
No,
but, yeah.
But they. In the adult Eurovision, the quality isn't there.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there you go. I just hope they sense. I mean, as decent next year. I don't know. Fingers crossed for Georgia, because we hope they do keep sending decent songs. 20th place this year was Estonia.
The drug song.
The drug song, as we call it, picked up a total of 37 points. 4 points from the jurors, coming last from the jurors, but picked up a healthy 33 from the public. People like this shenanigans. Kind of thing. They picked up the maximum 12 points from their neighbours Latvia, a nice healthy 7 from Finland, and 6 from their other neighbours of Lithuania, and further points from Ukraine, Croatia, Italy, and a couple of points from Austria's jury as well. So they picked up 2 jury points and 2 jury points each from Austria and Italy.
Hey,
hello, Simple Days. Hello, how you doing? So yes, we're just going through the countries. If you want to watch it back later, you know what to do. So like, I mean, look, it was. We always knew it was going to be public friendly.
Yeah.
We're just kind of expecting maybe more points.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fun fact: at the end of their act, they said, "Dank Jewel," Dutch for thank you, in support for youth. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were going through quite a bit as well in terms of their decision making, but they still performed.
Yeah.
They still were up for it, and also even more wholesome was the production crew at the back doing all the dance moves.
Yeah.
Estonia was your family's favourite? Fair enough. Well, it's not mine. It's pretty low for me.
Yeah.
I can understand why this got through, but for whatever reason, I never got behind it. But yeah, I'm not surprised it did. I'm not surprised it qualified, and I'm not surprised it did decent in the grand final.
No.
But there you go. Just keep sending your stuff. Although we hope Ollie comes, like maybe third time lucky.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah. And I mean, STLL works.
STLL works, but just get maybe a bit better with quality.
Worst song of the lot.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. This was
19th place was Finland. Poor Ollie. We'll come on to another Ollie in a moment, but 19th place was Finland with 38 points.
Rubbish.
Picking up 7 from the jurors, second to last, and then 31 points from the public. Could have been a bit more. We maybe were expecting
Should have got 0
it.
points.
Maybe we were expecting it a little bit more, but I think that's fair.
0. I think it got too many points.
Shut up, Maria.
No,
I like the song. It's in my top 10.
No, it was my last place.
It's my top 10.
Yeah,
it's in my top 10.
This is my last place. I hate this song.
It's quirky, it's stupid, but downright damn good fun. And for goodness sake, you didn't know whether he was naked or not, which is even funnier. But it picked up points from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I made
6,
a complaint to Ofcom about
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He wasn't naked, you dope. But it picked up 12. It picked up points from 12 countries. Although that being said, 11 countries being the public, and then an extra 4 from San Marino's jurors for reasons. But yeah, we even gave it 3 points. Come on, UK, let's go. Woo! But yeah, look, it's quirky. It was different. Okay, keep sending cha-cha-cha style songs. I mean, given the way they set up the national final, whereby the majority was it 70% public votes, like they're kind of going to. But I also hope they kind of set that other one with the what was her face? What was the name of that other one that had the swinging light bulb?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I'm on about. The swinging light bulb. If you've seen the national final, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
But which is UMK, of course.
Yeah.
But you know what? They've got a good national final. I hope they keep at it.
They will do as well. No, the Scandinavian countries do. So
Finland seems to be a little bit of a joke. Like they like to send in the joke stuff at the moment. But like one year did really well. This year, not so much.
Or even better, go back to rock. Their rock actually usually do very well.
Yeah, I mean they did have a rock song this year, but that kind of got nowhere.
No, I meant like Blindside sort of style.
Yeah.
They that seemed to work for them.
Maybe. Anyway, 18th place overall was the United Kingdom. Dizzy, performed by Ollie Alexander, picking up 46 points, all of them from the jurors, and not a literally diddly squat of points from the public. But beside the point, like we kind of knew this was going to be a jury-friendly song. I'm not surprised, if I'm honest with you, we got no points. I'm honestly not surprised. There was a lot wrong that put off the public. The song was kind of meh.
The staging was
over
the top.
It was over the top, but the UK wouldn't be UK if it were to get 0 points, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, look. The staging was definitely innovative, and a lot of people, I agree, think that it's probably one of the better stages they've seen from the UK. It's just, it did not match the song.
No.
It did not match the song whatsoever. If it had like a sort of a more grittier song, then maybe it would have worked. But it just did not match it whatsoever.
Well, for next year...
There was a lot of grinding, so to speak, and it did put people off, especially the drop
For
strokes.
next year, back to national finals. I think these internals aren't working. It was one song out of how many years?
Yeah, one decent song out of loads of...
No. It's time for national finals again.
Since 2020, effectively.
I think we should do that. We should have an international televote. Like the rest of the world vote for it.
Yeah.
And also it should be done in the style of like Malfest or Bennyfest. We could have Brighton Fest or something.
Ads coming up in a minute, but you do realise this is the BBC we're talking about.
Yeah, they can cancel Casualty to pay for it.
The BBC are cheap as chips. They're not SVT. They like to do things on the cheap. Yeah, do you know what? I would love if they did a national final, but let's face it, it would be a national final of the same standard that we've had before. It wouldn't be that extravagant. But
all you need is good quality acts in it. I mean, look at the Irish national final, for instance.
Oh, that was diverse like hell this year.
Yeah, right? If you think, usually that's crap and they're all like generic acts and you think that none of them are qualified. Yeah. This year, it worked.
Yeah, it did.
So basically, just stay at it. Just...
At the end of the day, what the
I reckon we should, if we're going to bring back a national final format that works, go back to a Song for Europe.
San Marino style, absolutely not.
No. Go back to a Song for Europe.
Yeah, because at least you had 8 acts or 10, for example.
And all of them, that's how all of our winners were selected. None of them were...
We had the...
every time the UK...
Adverts. Give them a chance to skip. Right, carry on.
Right? Every act that's won for the UK has always been selected by a national final. Every single one.
In terms of a proper full national final, well, all but one, because yes, it was a national final in 1969, but it was a song selection for the artist in 1969.
Yeah, well, it's still technically a...
and I'm pretty sure it's the same for 67 as well.
Yeah, but they were still a national final. They picked the song.
Almost 30 years. Yeah. It's about it's coming up to 27 now next year.
Then why didn't we do that then?
No, 28, sorry.
Internally select the artist, but choose the song from the public.
I think it would have been a lot better, because Ollie was already high in the bookies anyway. He was top of the bookies when he was announced.
And then you just pick the best one out of the songs he's come up with.
Yeah, I do think the song they chose for Ollie, because he gave an X amount of songs to the people choosing it at the BBC, including Ryland Bleeding Clark Neal, and they picked those generic song you'll ever hear of.
What about being a bit bold and actually sending Ryland to Eurovision as an act?
I mean, to be fair, he can sing.
Yeah, and also, apparently, I read an article. Did you know he's actually been releasing music for the last few years under a different name, and he's already had one big hit.
What's the different name?
But he don't reveal who it was because he thinks he'd be judged on it.
Okay.
So I think, really, maybe Ryland is the answer.
To be fair, look, he can sing. I will agree he can sing, because he's done X Factor.
And also, he would stage the performance very well.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is Ryland we're talking about. Like, his taste in music is quite a bit different compared to the rest of the public.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a risk, I'll grant you that, but...
Plus another person, I reckon, that could be a bold choice out there, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you just do this one little thing, and then we got to move on?
Yeah, right. Right. The girl who plays Whitney from EastEnders is actually a really good singer. She's left EastEnders now, right?
Oh.
Right? And she wants to launch her singing career. What way to do it?
I was going to say, like, of course.
Do it at Eurovision.
Okay, every time there's always seems to be like a left person or someone who's just left to do something.
Do it
the
at
next
Eurovision.
Project, that'll probably be that girl then.
Yeah.
It probably would be her, which would be iffy. I'm Dutch, taking this is good, just look at us. Yeah, exactly.
But then again,
to be fair, you would have topped the televote. Come on.
Yeah. And you won in 2019 as well.
Exactly.
So,
Anyway, no. We'll speak about the UK all day, but we've got to move on. 17th was Serbia Ramonda, performed by Teodora. Getting 54 points in total, picking up 32 public points.
This one was a surprise for me. I didn't think it was going to do that well.
You know what? Same here.
Yeah,
I'm surprised by this.
Yeah.
22 jury points as well, picking up points. Well, a nice healthy 15 in total. Oh, 12 maximum televote points from Croatia. So cool.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, diaspora. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got voting.
Yeah.
Picking up 9 total from
ex-Yugoslav.
Yeah, ex-Yugoslav. And then a 9 total from Slovenia. Then some spread of points.
Yeah.
But I think what caught it was the intro part of going through the clouds and the fact that she made it like, you know, really passionate, very into the art of it. Even though it's a bit of a blandish song, but you know, fair enough. UK is there just for losing. It's like their mission. Oh, shut up, Kiwi.
Rubbish.
We do want to take the Eurovision Song Contest seriously. Cindy Sam Ryder, for example, it's just for whatever reason we seem to get things wrong. But that's part and parcel.
Yeah. Error.
I never used to do this. Why is it doing it?
No. Yeah, we only got 58 points, but probably had to split with Croatia.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I don't know why it does that. Why does it do that? It's never used to do this before.
No.
Never ever used to do this before.
I think with Serbia, I think their national final works really well.
Let me just see if you can still see us. Apparently you can still see us, okay. Hopefully you can still see us.
Yeah. I think their national final works really well.
And Ethan Ryder was good.
Yeah.
Right.
We saw him live, didn't we, as well? Sam Ryder.
We did. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. How do you... I'm going to have to lower this again. Right, bear with me.
He voted for the UK just for fun.
Let me just lower the quality of this. Sorry, guys. I hate streaming. Why is it doing this?
That should be okay.
It should be fine after a little while.
UK needs to send another vocalist like Sam and Lucy. That's when we do well. That's true.
It is true.
But then usually when that happens, the song's rubbish. It's like boring.
Sorry. This quality's really poor at the moment. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, it's not moving. It's not budging, so I'm just going to have to reset the internet. Sorry. Fucking gay. Right.
Fun fact, the UK has the most second places ever.
Damo, shut up. They can't hear us. They can't hear us. It's gone back to the... Cannot connect to the net. Just my internet do this. Why? Oh, now... Oh, you do connect.
Yeah.
Right, we're back.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate my internet. Oh. Honestly, I think my internet is actually becoming annoying now. I don't know what is going on. It never used to be like this before. But there you go. Right, anyway, so let's get back to...
Yeah, I talk.
Shut up, you. Because you work for them. That's true, but still UK songs aren't that bad, but they will probably never win again. Well, I hope we do. We need to take it a bit more seriously, step away from the camera.
I think we can win again. It just needs to
needs to get everything right.
Yeah.
We do need to get everything right. By the way, let's... what are you guys saying? We're still watching streamers. Syntax error. It should be fine now. It should be fine. Let me get that up. So everything's all good. That should be perfectly fine in a moment.
Yeah.
Totally disagree. Think we win this. I agree. I hope we win this decade. Shut up, Kiki. I think Kiwi is I don't know what you're on about, Kiwi, but hopefully we will. Anyway, I want to get back to Serbia. Hopefully you can hear us perfectly fine now.
As I was saying, their national final was really good.
Yeah. Because actually, this wasn't even necessarily the best song. There was like two that could have gone through, especially Constructor.
Yeah.
Constructor's song was actually very clever in the fact that the message was everything always wants to keep changing, but everything remains the same, which is what she did with her song, which is quite funny. Anyway, but yeah, keep up the good work with Serbia. Let's move on to Latvia, which finished 16th place with the song Hollow, performed by Dongs. This picked up a nice, healthy total of 64 points, 36 from the jurors, 28 from the public, consistent, and yet a lot of people wrote this off. For me, it was like my 17th-ish, it was in my top 20, so I kind of wanted it to go through, and I was so happy it got through, because this deserved to be in there. Yeah, finally ended a non-qualification streak.
8 years.
It was a long time. And now Denmark, poor old Denmark, as people touched upon earlier, Denmark are the only country with the longest qualification streak of 4 non-qualifications.
Did we ever get the answer regarding Meghan Markle's hair?
Maybe Moroccan oil. But yeah, no, I love the fact that this did well, because Dons is a great performer. The staging was simple, but yet quite effective. And also, he engaged with the audience a little bit. He was like, Sinner, hello, or hello, hello. And I don't know if you guys saw the reaction to the Latvian commentator when they were announced first up. He screamed like anybody's business. Hey, Kaylinio, how you doing? But he screamed like anybody's business. It was so wholesome and great to watch and to listen to, because literally Latvia were last from the bookies. And they just qualified and did really decent results. So well done, Latvia. Well done, Latvia. He absolutely deserved it. Big winner. And he was indeed very cute. Even though he was bald as anybody's business, but
Eric Ten Hag on Wish.
His action was priceless. Don's reaction to qualify was priceless too. Absolutely. I would say keep up with your national final, because it seems to be doing
it does
all right.
Supernova.
Yeah, Supernova seems to do all right. We just hope they keep sending half-decent songs. 15th was Cyprus. Liar, performed by Celia Capsis. A lot of people wrote this one off and all, because it was virtually a similar song. Greece, stop it, will you?
No.
Just stop it.
I reckon they should stop them from being allowed to vote for each other.
Oh yeah, that is true actually. With just touching back on Latvia, we gave it like 3 from the jurors and 4 from the public.
Yeah.
So there you go. But yeah, back to Cyprus. Yeah, just stop doing that. We gave it 1 point from the jurors though, to be fair, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is a song which a lot of people thought was a bit generic, a bit safe. But fair play to Celia for performing it really well, despite the fact she's only 17 years of age. Looks a bit more mature than she looks more mature for her age, to be fair. But also, the fact that this garnered traction, despite it being a bit of a dodgy running order, was well done, fair play. I quite like the song. A lot of people thought that it was a bit generic, a bit too safe, a bit a bit Chanel-ish, but hey, there you go. I'm surprised Latvia qualified. Yeah, same here. Let's see where I'm at. I think I should be fine. But yeah, no, it picked up points from 1, 2, 3, 4. It picked up a lot of points from Australia, but then again, the girl's Australian. So.
Yeah.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
11,
I think
12,
really
13.
they should have a rule that Greece and Cyprus can't vote for each other and class them as one country.
Yeah, but how can you stop the rot?
Just don't ever televote for them. Just say you can't vote for Cyprus and you can't vote for Greece.
Little bit tricky for that, but listen, they did consistently well, picking up 15th place overall. Well done, Cyprus. Maybe don't send an Australian. Just the thought, we kind of had enough of Australians representing Cyprus now. Maybe they might do it a 3rd year in a row. But look, I didn't mind this. I quite like this. It was up there my top 5 for a little while. It's gone down a bit since then, but there you go. 14th, a little bit disappointed, didn't do a little bit better, was Lithuania. Coming 40th overall with 90 points.
Got 8 from the UK.
Yeah, and a nice total 12 from Ukraine, but from both sides. And yeah, unsurprisingly, the diaspora did help out for the UK. Come on. And also for Ireland. So yeah, picked up points from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 countries out of a possible 37. Good going, Lithuania. Yeah, I expected it to do better. I think a lot of people had it in their top 5, top 10, but I think it's the fact that it came after 2 really good songs from Ukraine and Sweden kind of put it down a bit. How they didn't get their best result, I have no idea, because it was a boppy number, and he did perform it very well, especially with the booty.
Maybe they should have sent the Roop again.
If they had a decent song, yes, but probably not. I don't know. There you go. People were excited by this, but there you go. I just think, yeah, a little bit disappointed. I am disappointed by that one. Well, there's not much else for me to say other than let's move on to Luxembourg.
What a return.
Well done. Good return. Good return for Luxembourg, coming 13th place overall with 103 points.
The 12 points from the Israel televoting the jury is not a surprise because,
she is Israeli.
Yeah.
Tali is born in Israel, so unsurprisingly Israel gets this or gives them the sympathy vote. But it did pick up a nice total 10 from France, and then consistent points actually be said. So then it was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. In fact, we gave it 4 jury points. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 total countries. Getting 83 points from the jurors, only 20 from the public. Probably not a huge surprise considering their staging was similar to that of Poland's CGI. No, Tali's from Israel. Tali's from Israel.
And also their return isn't a one-off because they're coming back again next year. Luxembourg.
Indeed they will. They confirmed that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they did get more help from Israel next year, because they got help from Israel in setting up the national final.
If Israel are allowed to compete.
Yeah, well,
no, they shouldn't be allowed, in my opinion.
I do agree that Israel shouldn't be allowed to compete next year, but there's not much we can do if the EDO are going to be weird. I think Luxembourg got signal boosted a bit, so they didn't bugger off again. Yeah, I agree. That's that. Yeah, they did get boosted a little bit by the jurors. I do agree with that. Just so it wasn't like a one-off. So I do agree with that. But fair play for actually qualifying in the first place from a televote only semi-final. Like, well done indeed. But as far as the song itself is concerned, a bit safe, but nice staging. Charlie was a great performer.
Good return for Luxembourg. They did very well.
I think a little bit over-egged, though, for 13th place. It was a very basic pop song. I was surprised because I read a lot of comments that Luxembourg is another Poland. No, they're too small for Poland. I mean, they're way smaller than Poland, that's for sure. Anyway, so let's touch upon the biggest... I honestly think this is the biggest surprise of the entire competition. Germany not last and 12th place, left-hand side of the board.
They've done very well.
How the hell did that happen? How God's green earth did that happen?
Did you pay your mum for the bet yet?
Yes. We had, I think, a 10 quid bet. The fact that look, a lot of people wrote Germany off. Everyone did. We all thought it was going to come last because it was such a safe song, but the juries loved it. Yeah. Juries absolutely loved it. I mean, our juries gave it 2 points, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It picked up a nice, healthy...
Because we were thinking, when we saw Germany, we were going, oh, I'm sorry.
0 points. But to be fair, even Israel was kind of kind to it. Then picked up points from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... total countries voting for it, 23 from the jurors, and then an extra 2 from the public of Switzerland and Austria. But then again, they're neighbours, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
I agree. Look, Germany, if you ask me, I wouldn't have been surprised they would have come last. And it probably kind of deserved the bottom 5 because of the quality of the song. But fair play, because Isaac is a really, really good singer.
Yeah.
And also they did all right with the staging.
And the staging was pretty good.
It was actually all right.
All that fire and everything.
Yeah, it was kind of weirdly captivating. Even though the song was a bit meh. But there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, somehow they're making...
And apparently they're changing the channel that does Eurovision in Germany. They're moving over to NDR.
That would be good because you get a much younger audience and people who would understand Eurovision a lot more.
Yeah.
Not older people. Which is, especially weird that they did the same national final in 2023 and they came last, even though a lot of people thought it was going to do well.
Yeah.
And yet a lot of people who thought this was going to do badly did well.
Yeah. Ben Dolik would have done very well.
Yes, he would have done.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Let's almost on to the top 10. But first off, 11th place was Greece. Marina Sati performing Zari. Stop It Cyprus. But Switzerland gave us some nice points.
Yes, that's why I think Greece and Cyprus shouldn't be allowed to vote for each other.
Anyway, got some decent points from Switzerland. Picked up the do's from the jurors. And then Armenia. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think it would have done a lot better. Oh, that's good. That's good ranking. I think it could have done a little bit better.
I actually think it was a bit too high. I think I would have ranked that about 15th to 18th.
For me, yes, but let's face it, it was one of them sort of songs which was unique enough and quite diverse enough that actually got people's attention and could have done a little bit better had A, they decided to do a little bit more extravagant staging rather than just one camera shot, and B, her dress didn't look like a shopping bag, in my honest opinion. Yeah. Because that's just how my opinion. That has how I feel about it. But then again, their little social media elements, I think, was done really well. Why didn't Azerbaijan give any points?
It's simple, isn't it? They're buddies with Turkey.
Well, they gave the Azerbaijan public gave it 1 point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and also they're buddies with Turkey, so.
Yeah.
Greece and Turkey ain't really friends, are they?
Well, they weren't historically, but they were over the last decade or so.
Yeah.
So,
but they still have that issue of like Northern Cyprus. Does that still?
Yeah. Well, it probably doesn't help the fact that then Turkey's main leader happens to be a Eurovision hater. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
both are NATO members. Put that out.
Anyway, on to the top 10. We completely wrote this off, but a lot of people thought this would do well. Portugal did end up doing well. They got a high jury score of 139 points. And then a further 13 from the public, making it 152. 10th place overall, picking up a nice solid amount of points from France. And then further 12s from Croatia. And even the jury from the UK gave it 12. Yeah. I'm flabbergasted by that, but yeah, there you go.
Well done, Portugal.
Yeah, well done, Portugal.
Didn't see it coming.
No, we all kind of wrote this off, but there was a couple of YouTubers out there who thought it was absolutely beautiful, majestic, and certainly diversity different. I can understand that, but just not for me. No. It wasn't for us, but he was a jury.
It was an acquired taste song.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Kiki was like, well, Azerbaijan, Greece and Turkey are actually friends. There you are. It's a weird friendship, but they are. Oh, you're half Turkish. Fair enough. No problemo.
Yeah.
So yeah, picked up points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of a possible 37.
Yeah.
So on Portugal, it literally clean sweeps those countries.
One thing I would say about Portugal, I think Festival de Canto works in Portugal as a festival.
A native national
but for Eurovision, they need to separate it.
Or at least add songs which are Eurovision friendly.
Yeah, because the Festival de Canto
is very Portuguese.
Very Portuguese, and it's too cabaret. That's how I've watched it, and I think this is like a cabaret in a cheap hotel in.
To be fair, 2023 song was very cabaret.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know. Which I was surprised that even qualified.
I'm not. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they should come up with something a little bit more for everybody.
Yeah.
So there you go. But then again, they did well. They normally actually over the last 3 or 4 years, I've noticed they tend to be more jury friendly than they are televote friendly anyway. So
yeah.
It is what it is. And another country which is more jury friendly than televote friendly is Sweden. It finished 9th place, unforgettable, performed by Marcus and Martinus. The Norwegian duos, unsurprisingly, picked up some good points from Norway, and then further points from Germany, etc. So they picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Not
12,
bad
13,
for a
14,
host
15,
entry.
16. No, absolutely not. 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries voted for them.
It's a good result for a host country to go to finish in the top 10.
They were quiet.
Yeah.
They were quite literally the quietest country out of the lot because they did a little bit of promoting, but it was like literally nobody talked about them because a lot of them thought it was going to be like it would do well, but not extravagantly well. But to come top 10 on the home soil,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Not bad.
I'd have taken that last year.
It was a quiet 9th place for Sweden. Yeah, same here. But yeah, well done again to Sweden, but it was the staging that saved it. Let's face it. The staging was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Song was okay. I quite like it, to be fair, though.
I thought it was quite forgettable.
She's unforgettable.
We've got some ads coming up.
Yeah, so ads in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's your ads.
See you after the break. We should say that. When there's ads coming up, say, see you after the break.
No, because they'll skip after 5 seconds. And in 5 seconds, and we're back. So yeah, I like Air better, said Super Pro. I like Air. Cheese. This is what we've been saying as a meme. Cheese unforgettable.
Cheese unforgettable.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to 8th place Armenia coming. We'll go.
Again, I still don't know whether I like this song or hate it.
Well, I like it. I really like it.
I can't decide. It's just crazy.
No, I like this
I know,
song.
it's crazy performance.
Not gonna lie, on the lead singer Jacob, which was the lead singer of Aladdin Eva, I have a weird little crush on her. I do, because honestly, she's so full of life. She's bubbly. She's
and
energetic.
I have a crush on Bambi Thug.
Yeah, but you're weird.
Yeah.
But at least I have a very reasonable crush in the fact that I don't even notice, but her facial expressions are just they're to die for. Her face, the way she does her facial expressions is just amazing. You laugh, but honestly, it's amazing. I like it. Anyway, it's a shame she's got a French dude. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 countries out of a possible 37 voted for Armenia. I'm so glad this did well because I like a little bit of quirkiness. It just reminds me of Greece 2013. Obviously not as good quality, but I like it. I just
that
like
wasn't
the quality.
alcohol-free.
It was alcohol-free.
Oh god, no, that was terrible.
But I like this one because it was just completely wacky and different, and also had a secret hidden message of be yourself. It's literally be yourself. Even if you're a woman.
Be yourself. Want me to stinger? As I say.
I knew that reference.
Yeah.
Remember, be yourself.
Want me to stinger?
The song was about gender norms in society. Exactly. The lyrics are great and performance was good. They came with Jesus, for God's sake. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm really happy Armenia did well. Keep up the good work, Armenia. Send another good song, and maybe never know, you might go viral again.
Has anyone ever actually entered a proper Christianity song into Eurovision?
Probably not a good idea.
Like the singing Jesus or something like that.
No, I wouldn't recommend it personally. I wouldn't really. No, don't get any ideas. Anyway, 7th place was Italy. La Noia performed by Angelina Mango.
Heavily overrated by the fans. They were saying
It was. I will agree. I will agree. It was not a winning song. This is about right in terms of where it should be in terms of position. I would have loved a top 10 finish because actually it did grow on me. I didn't
like it. I didn't think she could sing.
Well, she could sing. It grew on me a little bit. I can understand it. It was like my 11th overall. So this is about the right position for it. But yeah, everywhere you saw in terms of different fan polls, everywhere they had it as first place.
Yeah.
You're like,
even the community poll had it as first.
Even no! Just no, it wasn't a winner. It didn't have winning vibes. Yes, she's a great singer. Yes, I agree, she had a lot of flamboyance.
Yeah, they're so consistent now, aren't they?
They are consistently good.
Yeah.
They consider this probably a failure.
Yeah, I know, but they are very consistent. They get top 10.
I was going to say, I agree, it was only overrated with the fact that people thought it would win. It wasn't going to win. This is about right. And yeah, I agree the staging was
Weird.
unusual.
Yeah.
But at the very least, the staging brought it down a level. Thank God it only got 7th place.
Yeah.
I'm happy with this. Now I can listen to it in peace and enjoy it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
It wasn't a win. The only reason why I wasn't listening
Last
to the song
year's
so much.
Italian song was much better.
Beautiful song.
I loved that.
What was it called again?
Marco
Mengoni with...
I don't know.
Questa l'ultima che parla di doo-be-doo.
The music. I love that one. It was beautiful. And they played it at an England v Italy.
Due vite.
Yeah, they played it at an England v Italy game.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, in Italy.
Yeah.
But anyways, look, Italy always know how to do well. For goodness sake, their national finals amazing.
San keep it.
Yeah, the national finals amazing as it is.
But
Due vite,
cut
thank you.
the length of it down so we can actually watch it and finish it.
Traditionally, they can't.
They can, the final.
They can't. Anyway, they picked up 164 points from the jurors, 104 from the public. Got points from just a lot. Just almost the full house.
Due Vitae was a beautiful song. I loved that.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, maybe stick to male instead of female.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Brevity.
I think the only reason why it did really well is because for the first time in ages they sent a female act and everybody was like, females, vote for it!
Yeah. I also think as well that the one before it was really good as well, Brevity. That was a lovely song.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go on to the 6th place, Ireland. Oh, well done, Ireland! Yes!
Ireland's back, baby.
And I'm so pleased this did really, really well. Doomsday Blue was the song performed by Bambi Thug. The glow up on this, bliss, absolute bliss. And actually literally got the biggest cheer all night. Got the biggest cheer all night.
Should have won in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not surprised this didn't win because it's a song that literally not many people would collectively go for. It was horror after all.
Yeah.
It was a horror song. But listen, it still picked up...
It's on my Halloween playlist now.
I'm not surprised. But listen, 10 points from us lot. Thank you. Especially 7 from the jurors. And it picked up 12 jury points from Australia. When it was announced Australia gave the top, it was like, yes, well deserved. But yeah, as soon as the last part where she went, I see to destroy, and then it sees crown the witch, you just hear this big roar in the arena. It was like, ah! And when we saw it live on the semi-final night,
the staging was very good. After it was.
No, staging was weird but brilliant. Oh no, you're talking about the Italy one. Sorry, but when we saw in the semi-final, we were just in shock and awe.
Yeah, we loved it, didn't we?
Freaking loved it. When I first heard the song, it was like it was a bit meh. I will admit. Well, to be fair, you were last place, weren't you?
Yeah, I was last place with it at first, but when I saw I thought, wow,
staging. Yeah. It was the biggest glow up of the year.
Yeah,
and literally, well done, Ireland. Well done.
And I voted for Ireland in the final because I thought that was the best performance of the night.
It was the best performance, but not the best song. Let's get that over and done with. It was a great performance.
Yeah.
The glow up was just amazing.
But Ireland's back, if you know what I mean. They're a contender again.
Oh, they know. It might be their Sam Ryder moment. Do you know what I mean? It might do well one year. It might be a bit. They might go back to normality next year. You never know. But listen, I hope Ireland.
Thank God they didn't listen to wee blogs.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. They would have sent that boy band.
They would have sent the boy band.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
That would have been instant death if you sent the boy band.
That was awful. Louis Walsh and Stalls, wouldn't it? It'd be one of them, wouldn't it?
Well, it was almost, in fact, he was Stalls.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, just go for more diverseness, go for more riskiness, do your usual. Just don't pick a safe entry.
And separate the national final from the Late Late Show.
They're not going to do that. They literally can't.
They said they're going to this year.
Are they going to?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed?
Yeah.
But I think due to the lack of budget, I don't know. Anyways, into the top 5. Now, obviously, you can't speak about it. I will speak about it very briefly. 5th place was Israel, Hurricane performing Eden Golem, picking up 375 points in total, 52 from the jury, 323 from the public, 2nd place from the public votes. Let's just get one thing out of the way.
The vote was fixed.
I thought you weren't going to say anything.
Yeah, no, but I think the vote was fixed.
I want to say one thing. In terms of the adverts, the amount of adverts that Israel did for this particular song, it made people then like want to vote for it without even watching the competition. So it did feel, not going to lie, especially with the amount of points that they got from a lot of commentaries, it did feel like there was a little bit of doping going on.
Yeah.
Not in that, like, proper doping.
Vote fixing. That's what I called it.
It was a little bit fix. It did feel like a fix.
Yeah.
It felt like a fix.
They paid people to vote for them. There was actually there was this advert that popped up. I just voted for Israel 20 times with 20 different credit cards.
Yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, and I think it's ridiculous.
Israel's won a prize most booed act ever.
Yeah. Next year, kick him out.
Yeah, we do want him out of the contest because at the end of the day, it just interferes with everything.
Yeah.
It interferes what's good about the Eurovision Song Contest. This year, having Israel in the contest brought the contest into disrepute, and the EBU allowed it to happen.
And I'm not saying it's actually true, but apparently the Israeli delegation paid that woman to get the Jews to score.
No, shut up, please. We are not spreading rumours. I do not want to spread. No, please. We already talked about this. I seriously stressed we do not spread rumours. Yes, okay, it was mentioned, but it's only a rumour, and it was also denied afterwards. It's been strenuously denied by a lot of people, including Just himself.
Oh.
It's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
So let's not spread that, please. Don't get me wrong. What Israel did this year in the competition in terms of how they conducted themselves was pretty poor, for what I've been hearing, and they do need to be not entering the contest next year. But please, whatever's been rumoured about the potential interactions between Yus Clean and the Israeli delegation, most of it was not even true. In fact, there's not even a single mention of Israel being included with Yus. So I'm not even prepared to spread rumours like that. Okay? Can we get that perfectly clear?
Yeah, but I was just saying, what I heard. I
know, but please don't even mention it.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm actually really angry that's been mentioned. I'm not angry with you. I do not want to do that because I'm not that kind of person. Sorry for that, but there you go. Right, we'll move on swiftly to the top four. Let's move on to France. They got fourth place with 445 points in total. Well done. Well done. Yeah. Well done for France. It was a beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful song. We knew... what's Superpost saying? Well, Israel Media did ask used for a picture, but he didn't allow it. Yeah, I did hear about that, but it was that was the only interaction or proof of interaction we've ever heard. And that was it. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, France was fourth place with 445 points in total. Got a string of like really good scores, 12s and 10s and all the rest of it. And as you say, it was a beautiful song. I loved it as soon as I first heard it.
Yeah.
Performance was not that well. I found the performance really good.
And then he did that speech as well, didn't he?
He did a speech, not in the actual final itself, but in like one of the rehearsals beforehand. Yeah. That wasn't important.
No.
But he did a speech about love.
What is the point now of the family show anyway?
Just give people a chance to watch, and also it's like another rehearsal.
Oh.
It's all it is just a rehearsal.
Oh, fair enough.
And it also gives like as you say, the children to watch something.
Yeah.
Little taste of things to come.
That'd probably be the best show to go to if you think about it, because then you'd want to watch the live show on television, because that's where it's supposed to be viewed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, honestly, beautiful song, beautifully staged as well, especially with the white elements around it. He was brilliantly vocally beautiful. If performance was better, he could have won, maybe. To be fair, though, with the jury votes, I don't know if anybody of you guys seen this. You've seen this.
Yeah.
His vocals were rather poor in the jury show, and yet he still picked up second place.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how do you work that one out?
Well, I've got a theory about the jury votes that I'll come to when we get to Switzerland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Dan, for saying it biggest citizens of footy going to the Middle East. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree. Even like giving it to not Saudi Arabia. What was the host this year or 2022?
Qatar.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia have got the World Cup in 2034.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be another winter one then.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not as hot in Saudi Arabia compared
This is basically it's a country next door.
Oh.
So it's the same.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But they might have insulated heating. You never know.
No, it'll be a winter.
Have
World
good
Cup.
air conditioning.
40-degree heat for training in. No.
Yeah, no, well, it'll be a winter one then. But there you go. Money, money, money. You see, on that occasion, that's money. The whole Israel thing this year is weird. Anyway, I do want to briefly talk a bit more about France. Yeah, I love this one. Yeah. Anyways,
I think France will win in the next few years. I actually have a feeling they will.
They've come close.
I reckon they will win the adult contest in the next few years.
They've come close a few times.
They'll be the next Big Five country to win. That's my opinion.
Or even Italy?
Oh yeah, well Italy have already. I mean, what I mean is, I think France will be the next Big Five country to win in the next few years.
I do think, though, in terms of the Big Five countries overall, it's like France and Italy. Well, Italy are at the top dog anyway. France are a nice second, not a close second, but a nice one. Spain are taking it a little bit more seriously, so I'll say they're third best. UK maybe overall fourth best. They're trying, but just not quite getting it right. And Germany, I think, for me, are last.
Yeah.
But there you go.
But I think France will win it in the next few years.
I worry with Morocco and Royal still sponsoring the EU. Can't get rid of them. And it'll just be... Well, look. Like I said earlier in the live stream, they are only a company. They're only sponsoring the whole thing. We don't know what goes on in terms of the actual contract mentions, like the stipulations in the contract. They are... they're only a company. They're not even like sponsoring the damn government, for God's sake. They don't have anything to do with the Israeli government. So, there's what it is. UK and Germany are bottom place. Spain is meh. France and Italy always try. I mean, look, the UK do try. They just always keep getting it wrong.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And Spain's also trying.
I mean, Ollie did get a lot of fan praise before the contest with the song.
Yeah, but not with the actual public out there. Like, we hardly got anywhere with our own chart, for God's sake. But there you go. Do you think Ian messing up at the wrong time costs France, but still great results to make? Absolutely. Anyway, let's move on to the top three now. Let's go to Ukraine, third place.
Very well deserved.
Absolutely well deserved.
The song was amazing.
It was beautiful, and staging was brilliant.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely brilliant.
I mean, it encapsulated perfectly what Ukraine were going through anyway.
100% qualifying record intact as well.
Yeah, not the only one with a 100% qualifying record now.
But they've done it since 2003, so that's impressive. That's very impressive.
Jeez.
Ukraine just get Eurovision. They just don't know what to do.
Somehow. Teresa and Maria was a song performed by Aliona and Jerry Hale. 453 points in total.
It didn't take them long to win after their debut.
To be fair, though, they didn't do that well with the jurors. Only 146 points from the jurors, but a nice, healthy 307 from the public, even though they were in the death slot.
Yeah.
Mental. But I do think the fact that they were helped in the fact that you could vote for all throughout the entirety of the event.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think that helped it. How about the audience in the grand final was majority made up of people from the UK? They were indeed. Yes, there were. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why do the majority of us fans go to Sweden?
Because it was cheap. The tickets were so cheap. They were like...
Maybe it was like
the dearest tickets were only 200 quid.
That's not bad.
No, I mean Sweden always put it on at a very fair price, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's weird. But there you go. Anyway, Ukraine picked up the literally maximum points all around from Moldova and Czechia, and then literally clean sweep the ball from all the rest of the countries.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful song, as you say. The staging was very well done, especially with those little bombing things going on.
I mean, when I first heard it, I said to you, that song's really good, didn't
I agree. I agreed with that.
Yeah,
it was top 10 for me all the way.
I said you got to listen to Ukraine's song when we did it in the car when we came home from whatever he were doing. I think it was one of the football matches, wasn't it? I said, you've got to listen to Ukraine song, because I heard it, and you said, I'm playing it.
Yeah,
now.
the Lion King cliff as well.
Right, yeah, and you went, wow, didn't you? It was that.
It was like, it was. I did go wowish, but I wasn't that impressed by it. But then it upgraded with a Eurovision performance.
Yeah.
So I agree, it was really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I said it's a bit of a rehash of their previous winning songs, but
literally every single part of that song was like their previous winners all mashed together in one.
Yeah,
I said that from the start.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah, it works.
For some reason, it works. And they produced a good quality with that one.
In fact, I don't think Ukraine have not finished had a really low finish in the final for every time.
Apart from like the last really low finish was second to last in their home contest.
But other than that, they're pretty solid. They're always on the left-hand side of the board.
Yeah, seem to be really solid.
And that was before the war as well. They were good before the war.
They were, but now they're even better thanks to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's they're going to be up there.
Maybe it's deserved though, because their songs are good.
Yeah, but as long as they keep the same element of... I'll go back to them. As long
Apart
as they
from Stefania, I don't
Shut up, will you?
Ow.
I'm trying to speak, sorry.
Ow.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I was trying to say something, but you keep interrupting.
Sorry.
No, it's gone. Sorry, no, it's gone. Anyway, let's move on to Croatia now.
We loved it.
This was our winner.
Yeah.
This was our winner.
Yeah.
Rimtin Tagidin performed by Baby Lasagna. The song just wasn't there with the UK. The vocals weren't there on the night. The staging was a bit much for some people. I agree. Yeah, well, we've already moved on from the UK anyway. But we want to talk about Croatia. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm a big boy now. I'm ready to leave. I remember all the lyrics to that one.
Yeah.
Mind, it was such a catchy song. Of course, it was going to do really well, if not win. Of course, it was the absolute bookies' favourite. It was up to 50% at one point to win. Aside from Israel at some point, but there you go.
Clear televote winner.
Yeah, could have done a bit more with the televote. I mean, look, 547 in total, 210 from the jurors, a little bit lower than what I would have liked, but 337 points from the public is still bloody decent. It won the public vote, for goodness sake. Yeah, it deserved to win. I agree, it fully deserved to win, and if anything, the song itself wasn't even a case of it performing at Eurovision. It was a case of Baby Lasagna having his own freaking concert in Malmö. Both deserve. Fun fact: the winner, Switzerland, ended fifth. They did. We'll come to Switzerland in a moment.
The points they got from their televote was actually enough to see it over the line.
Yeah, I know, but we'll come on to Switzerland soon.
Yeah.
Serbia, well, it picked up maximum points from Serbia, and then just a lot of really good points all around. In fact, the lowest was sick. Then they literally got points from everywhere. Like, all 37 countries voted for them. I'm gutted this didn't win, but that being said, Baby Lasagna's career is going to go up and up and up.
Yeah.
He's got an album already set up.
I reckon he might come back again one day.
He just needs a good song.
Yeah, I reckon he might come back to the Croatian.
He might... He just needs a good song.
Yeah.
But, honestly, wouldn't be surprised. But that being said, look, his career's going to be on the up because, he's already got an album out. He's already sold out in Croatia in terms of tour or, performance dates.
Would you go and see him on tour if he came to the UK?
Depends on the songs. If you have 50 or more from the jury, you automatically win the contest. Look, we'll come on to Switzerland soon, but I do want to touch upon Croatia because how can you not love this? It's just, as soon as I first heard it, it was just an absolutely incredible.
Damo was brilliant.
Switzerland?
Sorry.
One thing at a time.
I thought you were moving on.
No, I hadn't moved on. When I said I was going to move on, I was saying I would move on. Yeah. Right, anyway. But look, here's the thing, though. I do fear about the Croatian national final because they might not send this good quality ever again. It's a nice national final, but it's not amazing. And this is literally, I think, their Sam Ryder moment.
And also, with that, Baby Lasagna wasn't even originally going to take part.
Was he?
He wasn't even going to take part in the national final, was he?
No, he was. Yes, there's even more pee me off. Yeah, you're right. He was only a reserve in the national final Dora, and yet one artist pulled out, and he was literally first reserve, and he got the dibs. Which is very annoying from like a lot of people. Like, what if that person participated? We wouldn't have had this beautiful song. Yeah. This is what annoys me about claiming Ukraine going well because of sympathy. The 100% qualifying record isn't the put together quality. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think. I reckon Stefania would have been borderline qualifier.
Had they not had the sympathy.
If it had not had the war, I think. Oh, and there's an ad break coming up.
Yeah, I will tell you about that in a moment. But yeah, ad breaks in 7 seconds. But yeah, like Croatia do need to buck up their ideas when it comes to songs selecting the national final. And ad break right now. See you in 5 seconds.
If you can actually skip them all, sometimes you can't.
That's true. Sometimes you can and you can't.
Yeah.
But more often than not, they're 5 seconds. Right, let's finally talk about the absolute winner chicken dinner. That was Switzerland, picking up 591 points in total. The Code was the winning song performed by Nemo. It blitzed the jury scores, 365
I have a theory
points.
about that.
Right, go on. Well, first of all, they got 226
right,
points for the public.
I have a theory about that. Right. I reckon the EBU fixed the jury vote because they wanted to get behind the song, so they stopped Israel from winning because they didn't want it to be hosted in Israel.
Yes.
Right. So what they did was that they thought, our headquarters are in Switzerland. Right. So everyone vote for that. We'll have Eurovision in Switzerland as our headquarters next year. We don't have to pay much for travel. Yada yada yada. And I also think the same theory applied to last year as well. Because the jury all got behind Sweden and they all wanted it in Sweden because it was the 50th anniversary of ABBA. Right? And the year before that, with the UK and the Ukraine situation, the UK came second because the jury was told to get behind it because they knew that Ukraine wasn't going to be able to host. That's what I believe. And also, and another thing, whenever it's like the 40th, the 50th, and whatever, and there's an ABBA anniversary coming up, Sweden always wins the year before.
You done?
Yes.
Ignore that pea-brain, will you?
But it's true.
No. A, it's not always true as far as Sweden is concerned. B, another thing about the UK, they didn't get plus 300 jury points, unlike Switzerland and Sweden. And C, both Sweden and Switzerland have got enough points from the public to get over the line.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No, but I think that's why they got us into seconds. They won us the jury vote so that we came second. They knew Ukraine was going to win and they knew they couldn't host. So they got us second so we could step in. That's what I believe happened there.
Well, when you're done with your conspiracy theories...
that's what I believe happened there.
But when you're done, take your tinfoil hat off and just pop it over there. Can we get back to reality?
Yeah.
It was still a bloody good song. Come on.
Oh, yeah, it was a great song. I'm not saying that, but I just think there is something behind that.
Well, I will... I do have a... Yeah, I agree it's a conspiracy theory. Here's the thing, though. Like, the jurors did I will admit, put Israel quite low. Did they deliberately get behind Switzerland? I don't think so. But that being said, this song is very jury bait as it was anyway, because of many different reasons. A, the song itself was a mixture of all things which have been previously done well, especially circa Queen-esque, which, let's face it, it was. It was a mixture of all different genres, rap, opera, pop, even a little bit of like hip-hop in there. It was a mixture of everything which was done really well in terms of good quality. The second thing, mainly, Nemo was an amazing... But I honestly think the best vocalist out of the whole entire thing, because he kept up those up-down elements on the little staging stuff with all the little microwave circle themes to near perfection, and he was absolutely amazing as a vocalist. The staging was a little bit weird, but you got the staging; it kind of mixed in well with it, especially with this little little holding on to it towards the edge of the little microwave dish, if you like. But if anything, it kind of reminded you a little bit of Sweden from 2023 anyway, in terms of how it vibed all together. And if you ask me, I can understand absolutely why it absolutely blitzed the jurors. And also, Nemo, I should point out, yes, you're right. Sorry, he is non-binary. There's another thing I was about to point out. He is a non-binary artist, and I wouldn't have been surprised if the jurors would have been that more inclusive to get behind a particular artist like that. So that is, I think, the fair and one reasonable conclusion we can go to as far as Switzerland, romping the jury vote. Listen, it's still got enough points to get over the line, as I said, from the public. Yes, it was 5th overall with the public, but it was still enough points to get it over the line. Yeah, I know you're right. My apologies. He is non-binary. The individual is non-binary, they, them, that kind of thing. Yeah. Sorry. So Nemo is they, them.
So now we know that Switzerland have won. Where are we going to? Where do we think it'll be?
Ooh. Well, four countries have bidded for the whole entire thing. 4 cities, sorry. You're right.
I think Geneva is the best option myself. The airport's right next to the venue. Right, there's a hotel nearby and all the facilities for like press and everything all in one place. I reckon it should be.
Well, the 4 bids so far from Basel, Geneva, St. Gallen and Zurich. Although that being said, Basel and Zurich are kind of like good luck at the moment.
Yeah.
But Geneva and St. Gallen seem to be the main 2 ones. I mean, it seems likely it's going to be Geneva.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah.
The Netherlands got more jury points than Israel competing with semi-2 footage. I think that's hilarious. That is funny. You're quite right about that. But yeah, those are the main 2 ones. And in fact, if anything, it was also a Davis Cup venue in Palexpo, Geneva as well. The capacity is 15,000 with 2,000 and 2,000 journalists. So it seems likely. There is a potential venue for Basel with 12,000 and a potential one in Zurich for 13, which is the Hallenstadion, which is that little thing there.
Looks like an old bowling alley.
Does look a bit weird, doesn't
it?
Yeah. The Palexpo.
Now that looks like a Eurovision venue.
That does look like a Eurovision venue. Come on.
Yeah. You can have all the flags outside.
Do you know what I find even more interesting? Is the fact you got the main city sort of like in the north and Geneva, sort of like a little dot on the bottom left there.
Do you think Avro Trust Netherlands will or won't join in 2025? I still think they will.
Well, look. I don't care how they resolve their issues as long as it does get resolved. Like we do want the Netherlands next year.
And the EBU do need to kick Israel out.
Well, we hope they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as much as we would love to go on about, I'm just going to get that up again, but as much as we would love to speak about the whole... Look, I've already delved into the controversy it is anyway in a reasonable, rational format. Obviously, a lot of Israel's a bit peed off with me, which I can understand at the end of the day because it seems a lot of countries are against them. And quite frankly, rightly so. Your government are not exactly conducting themselves brilliantly well at the moment on the international stage.
No.
I mean, for crying out loud, he's literally been potentially charged for war crimes, is Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
But again, look,
there's an international arrest warrant out for him.
Exactly. Look, I don't want to get into all politics. It's a non-political channel, but at the end of the day, it'd be best for all of us if Israel did not participate in the Eurovision Song Contest next year. I said it this year. I accepted that they would be in it this year. But as it turns out, I was not... I made a mistake by including them. I did admit.
Next year, we're going to boycott them.
I'm behind that. I am absolutely behind that.
Well, you did on the night, didn't we? We just didn't watch the performance.
Well, I had sneaky peeks. I don't think 22 is true. Spain would have been fine hosting 2, although... Yeah, exactly, look. Besides, it was 3 countries that did really well. Spain, Sweden, and the UK in 22. Although maybe not as large as Ukrainian diaspora, since Ukraine did pick up... Exactly. Tinfoil.
Yeah, I know, but I just think it just... ever since Osterdahl's come in, I think the jury
has gone weirder.
The jury vote has got like unanimous behind one song. They seem to be so biased behind one song.
Only in the last 2 years has happened. 2021 wasn't the case.
Should go.
Well, I agree. I agree. Most of the positions in the EBU are untenable.
Yeah, his position's untenable. He should go.
This would be a shame because we like Martin, but now we don't. But anyway, again, let's
talk about John Olisand. He was better.
Gonna finish?
Yeah.
I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you ever so much for watching, everybody, because as much as it's been mad, moronic, and downright chaotic, it was nevertheless a song contest that we had, and the result I think the majority of us would agree was a good result. It was a worthy winner, and well done, Switzerland.
Yeah.
We honestly congratulate you. So yeah, we'll be heading to probably Geneva next year. But that's the end of this particular live stream, and we will see you in another live stream video whenever. I will pop out my top 37 from this year's contest after the show in about the next probably 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will see you all then for that particular video, and I will see you potentially next year. But also keep an eye out in the next few weeks because Junior Eurovision content is coming.
Yeah, and we'll be doing that, covering that live as well.
Indeed, and no Israel.
No, they're not about. So this is going to be purely on songs.
Like phew, we'll just have a nice relief.
Yes. And okay, I'd be as long as Israel isn't in Eurovision or any of their contests, we're happy.
Absolutely, we'll be relieved.
Yeah.
And as long as Benjamin Yeonhard... To be fair, though, we wouldn't mind Israel if Benjamin Yeonhard who buggered off.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, right, take care, everybody. See you later in another video, whenever it'll be. I don't know what it's going to be, but there you go. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.